Now back to live coverage on the CRN Sports Network.
This episode is an exclusive production solely for the private, non-commercial use of our listening audience. Any publication, reproduction, transmission of the accounts without the express written consent or permission is restricted and prohibited. To hear this replay or other previous podcasts, download on iHeartRadio, iTunes Radio, and TuneIn. As always, this show is for you. Thank you for listening.
Looking for a life insurance company that specializes in what you actually need? Protection. Call Danny today with Symmetry Financial. Danny is certified in all 50 states, which means Symmetry Financial is not limited and has over 30 companies to choose from. Symmetry Financial has proved time and time again that their options and pricing is just better than the rest. Give Danny a call today at 828-994-1681 to see how Symmetry Financial can make life simple.
Coming soon, the new wave of hydration and energy drink HIQ. This new product is all natural with no caffeine and gives you a major boost of hydration and energy. No twitching effect or crashing like the old energy drinks. You can visit our website at www.liquidhiq.com or Twitter at HiQ2015 to learn more about this amazing energy drink. What is your level?
Live your life and just let go. If you try, then you will know.
Now back to live coverage on the CRN Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Red Clay Live, full throttle simulcast coverage on CRN Podcast. Mike and Brandon Wesley here with you, and this man needs no introduction, but I guess we can give it to him. Race car driver, ran NASCAR, pushed Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s final victory at Talladega in 2000. And, of course, from being a NASCAR racer, moving on to being a broadcaster for Speed Channel, NASCAR on Fox, FS1, stepping away from the broadcast industry, and now just loves the dirt track life, and it's in a modified. Driver the number 36 out of Imperial, Missouri, but it's St. Louis, baby. It's the Herminator, Kenny Wallace. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Woo! I'm excited, man. I'm excited to be on. Yeah. You know, we just we're all in this deal together. About 3 years ago, I put it should blow about something. I tell you, look, we're all in this together. We all wreck. We win. We lose. We're all in this together. You would have ever thought in a million years I would have never dreamed up. This came out of nowhere. This damn coronavirus. Just the damnedest thing I've ever lived in my life, and so here we are. We're all in this together. We're all just waiting to go back racing.
Kenny, you're very outspoken on your Twitter and your Facebook and your Snappy Chat and Instagram about this damn Chinese virus, as you call it.
Yep. Well, that's what Trump called it. I love him because I love Trump, and I'll tell you why. Because he reminds me of all of us dirt racers. You know, we're all in each other's face. Well, we can't do that anymore. We cannot be in each other's face anymore. But, you know, Trump is the type of person where, you know, they always say, you know, that he's a bully. Well, I don't see it that way. You know, when he ran for presidency, they made fun of him, they bullied him, and what he did is he came back to those sons of bitches 10 times harder. And I like that about him because he didn't start it. They'd say stuff to him. I'm like, oh my God, that's the way us racers are. You know, we don't backstab. You know, we will get you back. And I think, you know, and he's a great businessman. You know, we've been suffering in business. So I just took a liking to him because he reminded me of, you know, my dad, reminded me of my brother Rusty. And, you know, just tell you the way it is. And, you know, we can be friends afterwards, but, you know, that's just the way it is in racing. Look, you know, we're trying to win races. We don't have time to be friends right now. We're at the racetrack, and that's the way Trump is, and I like that.
You know, Kenny, we are normally in the grind from February. We see each other at Volusia, the Dirt Car Nationals, and all the UMP Dirt Car events, and then normally the season winds down October, November, at the World Short Track Championship or at the Dome in December when you run in St. Louis for the Gateway Dirt Nationals, and you've won there before. Suffice to say, do you think that the dirt community needed to the pavement racing needed to take a break with this that's going on? We all needed to just kind of take a relaxer?
Man, there's a lot to be said about that. I mean, I've got a lot of friends. I've had two friends, people that I really believe in. Maybe it was Doug Schoenfeld from Schoenfeld Headers, and then it's Trent Francis, who owns, the dirt track, Crowley's Ridge down in Paragould, Arkansas.
Yes, sir.
Both of them are good, God-loving people, and they both say, Herm, maybe it's just a good break for all of us racers that don't give our wives and our children, the attention and the love they deserve. And, we're so hardcore, us dirt racers and racers are. We're all about me and I. I know you got to be that way if you want to win. So, maybe this is time for us to look in the mirror. And, I got to tell you, I tease my wife. I tell her, I say, well, hi, honey. I said, I'm Kenny. How are you? So, me and my wife have got to know each other and my grandbabies. And so I believe there's something to it. Yes. I believe there's something to making us slow down and look at each other for a little bit. Now, I'll tell you what, there's no doubt in my mind. If you are not changed when we come out of this, when the coronavirus is over, if you are not a changed person, you're a strange person, because I will never take my freedom for granted again.
Amen.
I will be so thankful for everything. So, yeah, there's a little bit to what you're saying.
For sure. Mike Guerin.
Kenny Wallace, it's an honor to have you on with us tonight. I've been a long-time fan of the Wallace family. I tell you, folks, if you have not followed him on Facebook and watched his videos each day, dude, I literally laugh out loud at myself when I'm watching them here by myself. I love your videos.
Thank you. I appreciate you very much. Not a long answer, but just I appreciate it. It makes the time pass away. I tell everybody, I'm like, take my damn phone from me and give me dirt racing back, because when I'm dirt racing, I'm up in the shop, I'm building and mechanic my own cars. I might get on my Twitter like in the morning for 10 minutes, and then I might do something at lunch, and maybe when the races are over. But hell, I'm like, take my phone from me right now. I'm going batshit crazy.
Brandon White with Kenny Wallace.
Well, Kenny, it's an honor to speak with you. You were one of my favorite drivers growing up watching NASCAR. I really love those commercials you did with Stacker 2 back in the day. Like those were super memorable. Like they were crazy, but it was just so fun to see someone like you express your personality. And I can agree with Wesley and Mike that a lot of guys in today's sport they lack personality sometimes, but you, Kenny, you had the personality.
Well, I truly was born that way, so I was very lucky to be born a little crazy, a little sideways. And now, I'm not really like that. I mean, I am fun, but, I do pay my own bills and I've raised a family. But yes, I am fun loving, and I would say that, when we did the Stacker 2 commercials, when we did, any commercials that I've ever done, they're fun for me because, I'm all in. I mean, I can always say no to whatever commercial they present me with, but, if they weren't going to embarrass me, they were fun. And then they would say to me, hey, can you get Tony Stewart to help do a commercial? And we're going to make the commercial to where he gets all the girls and you're running after him because he's got the girls on a golf cart. I'm like, hey, that sounds good to me. So, I always tell everybody, you have to be willing to make fun of yourself. You cannot take yourself too serious,
right.
Because after all, you could be missing out on the joke of the year. So, it's a lot of fun.
That's right. Kenny, what was the decision? Because, hey, listen, you were phenomenal with what you did for race day and speed and FS1 and what you did for the truck race coverage, especially at Eldor. You shined at Eldor. I don't know why they wouldn't let you go in the booth and call the races, because that would have been so damn entertaining. But even when they threw it to you on pit road, you were just so talented. And that's from a colleague broadcaster to another, a friend that you are. I've known you for almost 8 years or more. What finally made you hang up the microphone and say, you know what, I want to be a race car driver again? What made that decision come?
Well, first of all, let's back up a little bit. TV found me. They called me. It was Patty Wheeler, the daughter of Humpy Wheeler. You know, Humpy Wheeler ran the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Right.
And his daughter, Patty. So she worked for Speed. She was an executive. She called me up and asked me if I would do TV. And I was like, okay. But before that, it was Fox Sports when they started doing NASCAR. So Fox called me up, and they wanted me to quit running Cup, and they wanted me to do TV. And hell, I was only 36 years old, and I wasn't ready to just quit racing and do TV. Now, Larry McReynolds, he did, and so did Jeff Hammond, and so did Darrell Walter. And, I just couldn't quit at 36 years old. Larry McReynolds and Jeff, they were, already up in their late 40s.
Right.
So, just backing up, they did offer me big jobs. They did. And, that story's not told a lot. It's not really important. But just to give you a backdrop, Fox was extremely wonderful to me. So then I got to be in my 40s, my mid-40s, late 40s. And I said, hey, I'm ready. And, that's a whole other story why I was ready. But I realized I wasn't going to be a superstar Cup driver. And I said, I'm ready to do TV. But, I'm a racer. So I took them up on it, because it was Patty Wheeler who called me, years after Fox called me. And they said, let's put you on Speed. Let's put you on Speed TV. And I said, okay, great. Well, at that time, I really didn't know much about TV, because I was always in the race car. And that NASCAR race day built by the Home Depot or built by Sunoco, that show was getting bigger ratings than anything except the Cup. That NASCAR race day built by the Home Depot and Sunoco later on, it got bigger ratings than NBA basketball. It got bigger ratings than any Xfinity race, any IndyCar race. We only trailed the Cup race. And so it made me kind of, it helped me extend in my career. So later on, my boss, Eric Shanks, the president, he never really watched me, even though I was working for him, because he's the president, right? So he sees me on TV, and he gets a hold of the guy that's my boss, and he tells that guy, goes, hey, you got Kenny Wallace in the wrong position. You need to get him off the desk, and he needs to be interviewing those drivers, because I just watched Kenny Wallace interview Dale Earnhardt Jr., and you can tell that they really liked Kenny because he was a driver. So then that's what happened. They put me in the pits. They put me at Eldora because the drivers liked me, because they knew that I know what's going on in the racetrack. Because remember, I have 905 NASCAR starts, so that's the whole story. My boss thought that I was going to be better for TV, not for me, but for the viewers,
right? Because
Jimmy Johnson and Dale Jr., they would answer me properly. So that's the whole story.
And then let's talk about your transition to moving into dirt racing as a full-time career.
Well, that's pretty simple. I would fly with Kenny Schrader, and first of all, my dad raced dirt. My brother Mike was incredible at dirt. And, Mike raced Bloomquist and Moyer and Purvis, all those guys, back in the 70s and 80s. And me and Rusty, we took off and went NASCAR. I became a crew chief in 84, and Rusty started running Cup. But I had never run any dirt, ever. Any type of dirt like you see now. So I would fly with Schrader, and of course, Kenny Schrader, great dirt racer. And I said, Schrader, teach me how to run dirt. And I'd say, Schrader, teach me how to run dirt. And the third time, I said, Schrader, teach me how to run dirt. And he finally said, all right, why do you want to learn how to run dirt? And I said, I said, because AJ Foyt and Mario Andretti ran dirt. He said, all right. So that was it. And the thing about me is I tell everybody, I say, look, it goes back to taking yourself too serious. I said, there's going to be a form of embarrassment here because I've never done it.